Okay, I'm going to repeat Ann's recipe for weed killer because any use we can find for basic H that we can share is good. She says 16 ounces or 1 pint of white vinegar, 1 teaspoon basic H2, and 1 tablespoon of salt. So I'm going to tell Jim about that. He uses a great deal of mulch in our flower beds, so we don't have too much trouble with weeds, but there are times and places where that would be very helpful. So thank you, Ann, for sharing. Anybody doing health chats this week or next that you would like to share?
I thought that I was going to do one tonight, but I think I'm chickening out. Is the ball game on tonight, the basketball game?
Probably so.
I thought this is not a good night.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. Okay.
So I'm going to reschedule.
Okay, that's good. Okay, alrighty. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put on share screen unless anybody else wishes to share something. Oh, Tina had a little bit of excitement this morning. She was on another call with me, and she left early. And I know that she is muted right now. If you want to unmute Tina, or I'll let everybody know what happened. The reason she had to leave early.
I don't think you muted us yet, Phyllis.
No, I haven't, but Tina was muted.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But,
Just seen a rattlesnake again, so I had to leave the meeting early.
Wow.
I told her I thought a rattlesnake was an excused absence. Oh my goodness. Tina tells me that she lives on about an acre of land outside town, and so I guess they do have rattlesnakes from time to time. And she has 2 adorable young grandchildren, and so they alerted her to this, and so I was very happy that nobody was injured in the recording of that accident. Oh, gracious. Thank you, Tina. Okay. All righty. Well, here we go. I'm going to do share screen, and I will post this later. So here we go. But I will be talking while we're looking. So if you're, oh, that's not where we want to be. Here is where we want to be, right? Here. Okay. I think I've told you more than once that this is not the name I would put on this book if I was doing the book myself, but it has extremely good amount of business building activities and ideas in it. I don't know if you had opportunity to go back and look at the PowerPoint that I fixed us up for last week with resources that are available, but this was one that I had in there. And I put this information about Amazon being one place you can guess where I do all my shopping. And I would, the little asterisks there that you see on the prices remind you that those prices can change constantly depending on what they have in stock in the third party and the used area. But it is crammed, jammed full of good information. And this morning on another call I was on, I was reminded of some things that were being discussed. And so I really wanted to share this with you. She is talking in this particular chapter of the book about people who feel like they are stuck in their business, nothing's happening, they can't get going, nothing they try is working. And so she made this recommendation. She calls this her 5-3-2 method. And she says, like everything else in this business that works, it's simple. Reach out to 5 new people a day, follow up with 3 people in your funnel, and quickly check in with 2 of your business partners, even if it's just a quick text of encouragement or a shout out on Facebook. I'm going to address the last thing first. If you have no business partners yet, then take time to maybe post 1 or 2 things on Facebook or send a text of encouragement to somebody else that you're developing a relationship with. But let's go back to what she says about the 5 new people a day and following up with 3 people in your funnel. Is that familiar terminology to y'all that you're thinking about your sales funnel? Is that something that y'all have heard before?
Yes.
Okay, right. So when you develop a relationship with somebody and then gradually you talk to them about the products and maybe introduce them to the business, They show interest, so you set a meeting and then you send information and then maybe they sign up and you talk to them about their new order and so forth. That's all your sales funnel. So if you're working your business, then you're going to have people in different stages in your business as customers or business builders, and you want to follow up with at least 3. That very first thing that she mentions here, reach out to 5 new people a day. I would like to talk to you about a way that one of my Shackley cousins has approached this. And he has really been growing his business a lot. He's been doing a great deal with texting because the people in his age group pretty much don't answer the phone. So, but they do read their texts. So I'd like to share with you something that he has posted that I would like for you to consider. I'm going to read it to you for those that are not on your computer. This is an invite that he sent to a friend. Now, I will tell you starting off that this is not, you cannot copy these exact words. But after I read it, we're going to talk about why and how he does what he does here. He says he's sending this message to his friend Alex. Hi, Alex. David here. How are you? It's been a long time since the production of Into the Woods you guys did. I believe that was a stage play. I think you traveled far and wide since then, had some adventures if I recall correctly. How do you think he knows all those things, folks?
Facebook.
Facebook, right. So as you're developing relationships and you're following people, you'll learn these things. And so, see, automatically, instantly, he was able to make this connection. Okay, keep reading. Hope this finds you doing well now, whatever you're up to. Okay, now he starts out by saying, I have no idea what's going on for you these days, but I thought of you and wanted to reach out. I recall you being a good guy and someone who's easy to work with, and I would love to pick your brain about my other business outside theater. David is an actor. The one that helps me between gigs and augments my salary when I am working. Now, most of you guys would know that if you're an actor, you're not working 52 weeks a year. So this has proved to be a good way to supplement his salary. And so he's speaking honestly about how it's helping him and his family. Okay, David goes on to say, I especially love sharing this with other performers and artists because of how much it can help and how flexible it is. It may or may not be a good fit for you, but if it is, it can be quite fun putting in some part-time hours for some substantial income. If the opportunity is not a good fit, there may be something else there of interest. And I have a feeling you may know some other good people in your circles who might be open to hearing about it. Would you be open to chatting sometime soon for like 10 minutes? I have some time, June 15th in the morning, blah, 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 blah. Okay, looking forward to connecting with you. Best, David. And then he leaves his phone number there. So let's look at this a little bit and see what are some of the things he did here that you like and you could do even though none of you are actors. Would somebody like to point out something that you like or that you see that appeals to you?
Well, it's not high pressure by any means.
All right, I like that. It's an invite, right? So it's not high pressure. Okay, anybody else?
He made a quick comment, and then a kind of a connecting comment, but then he hopped right into what he was going to say. So it wasn't like it was all about let's get together. He really wanted the point to come across that I have something I want to talk to you about.
Okay, and Linda, tell me a little bit about why that you think that works well.
Well, I had a situation where someone that I taught school and someone who would contract with the school and work with children who were really struggling with emotional and behavioral problems, she would come and work with different groups of kids. And our paths crossed several times, but we never had time to really visit. And so she retired. I retired 2 years ago, and she retired this year. And she I got a friend request from her, and she I thought, well, how nice, because I had been friends. I thought this was somebody I'd really like to get to know. And now that we have time, and she wanted to go have coffee, and I said, oh, that was great. And so now we're Facebook friends. And so I see that she's on this trip to Chicago, and she was showing all these places, and I've never been. And I thought, well, what a great trip. And so then so we meet for coffee, and, because we're just going to catch up. She couldn't wait to catch up. But then, and she asked a little bit about what I was doing. And then she launched into what she, that she was, she went, I said, but I'm so excited. I want to hear about your trip to Chicago. And she said, well, she goes, I love traveling. Do you like to travel? And I said, yes, I haven't traveled a lot, but when I do, I enjoy it, And she goes, let me show you this brochure. And the whole reason, there's this it's a multi-level marketing, and I have another friend who does this. And so I almost knew exactly what she was going to do. She pulls out this brochure and tells me how it works and how I can get discounts, and even and you can make, if you want to make a lot of money, you can. Otherwise, you can just travel at a discount. Does that sound like something you'd like to do? And I felt like I had, not in a bad way. I mean, I would be thrilled to meet her for coffee again sometime. But I felt like the motive for the coffee was not about our friendship or building a friendship. Our motive for the coffee was, let me see if you want to sign up with this. And so that just made me aware to always be upfront about my motives with people, to always say, hey, I've got this Shackley business that's just been so much fun, and people's lives have been changed with their health, and I was wondering if you'd like to hear something about that. I'd much rather be upfront than invite someone and then kind of spring it on them. So that was kind of a lesson I learned this past week. That's why I spoke up about that.
So you felt a little bit ambushed, sort of, because you thought it was going to be one thing and it wound up being something different?
Yes. And it wasn't about the coffee and getting together, really. That was not the motivation.
Gotcha.
And, so anyway, but like I said, this is a wonderful person, and I'd go to coffee with her again. But I just wish that she had told me up front, that we could, and I'd love to visit with you about something that I'm doing, and I would have known to expect that, or I could have even said right then, I'm into something else myself, but I would love to have coffee and hear what you're doing, and maybe you would like to hear what I'm doing, and then we could have had a conversation.
Yeah, I got you.
Instead of a sales pitch.
Right. So here, do y'all see how David did that? He said, I'd like to share with you something I'm doing, and also says if the opportunity is not a good fit, there might be something else there of interest. And then what does he do?
Says he may know some other good people.
Yeah, so he's already let his friend Alex know that he's going to be asking for referrals in a gentle way. He's not going to be pounding on him or anything. But this is exactly what Linda was talking about. David wants to get together with Alex, but he's telling him up front that he's going to be talking to him about what he's doing. Now, I know David enough to know that David's going to want to hear what Alex is doing too. So it'll be just like what Linda said. It'll be a conversation. And then if Alex has an interest, they can follow up. And I just felt that this was an excellent approach. Now, most of us are not actors, so can y'all help me think of a way that you could approach this? I mean, like Linda in that second paragraph, maybe Linda, if she did this, she could say, I enjoyed working with you and seeing the progress you have with children, or something like that. Would that work, Linda?
Yeah, so, I could tell you. Yes.
I mean, you said that you admired how she worked with the kids and her success with them, right?
Right.
Or something like that.
I'd be able to connect it to what I would be launching, like with the, I know you like to help others. It's what, you're
Yeah.
so good at helping others. And so I thought of you.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
would work.
Yeah, because it needs to have a connector in there, doesn't it? Somehow or other. Yeah. Okay, well, I really liked this, and I thought that it would be possible for us to adjust this. I think one reason that this worked is because he had been keeping up with Alex a little bit on Facebook, enough to know that he was traveling and doing some different things. So it wasn't like he just pulled his name out of a hat. It is like he was connecting with him on Facebook, and this was a natural, to me, it was a natural or logical follow up. Anybody else want to say anything about that?
It's probably if he's selling him on Facebook, then he's probably made comments all along.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Or something, just liking or saying, "Oh, I'm so excited." Just little comments to keep a presence, so that you don't just pop up out of nowhere. That.
Not just being a lurker, huh?
Yes, because I used to lurk.
Yeah, I do lurk sometimes still too, but we have another lady that we have conference calls with named Elizabeth, and she is always talking about how she develops relationships with people before she ever mentions Shackley. And this is sort of kind of what David is doing here. Now, obviously, we can't all be the very best friends with everybody we know, but he's making a connection, and he's letting Alex know what he's been up to. And like Linda says, I imagine he's been putting little comments on along. And so I think that's so true, because if you just come out of nowhere and want to talk to somebody, then that's probably what they're going to think, right? That you're wanting to sell them something or whatever. And there's no foundation for a relationship. Am I saying that right? There's no connection to build on. But if you've been following along and knowing some of the things they're doing and you respond to them, that's one good thing. And then since Alex is also an actor, then you're appealing to a situation that he has, because everybody in theater has the same problem. There's times when you're not working, and so you need a way to augment your salary. So I know that I'm going to pick on Linda again, because I know what her situation is, but she was a teacher, and she, know that teachers don't get wealthy. So that's one thing that she's got a connection with. She can talk about a way to supplement your salary, and that she's got a commonality there with them. And each one of you have something in common, or some way to build a relationship with somebody, whether it's something that you do in politics or church, or maybe it's interest in gardening or your dogs or whatever it is. That we had some training from, who was it, guys? Eric Worre, on using Facebook and how you want to develop your own presence or identity, so that people that like to talk about dogs look for your posts, because you post interesting things and you respond to them. So you see what I mean? You don't just come out of the clear blue and attack somebody, but you've got a connection there. Okay, anybody else have anything they want to share? I'm going to stop beating this one to death if we're all through. Okay, so let's go back out here. I have some update information for you. Next week on the 19th, I will not have internet access where I am, and so there will be no call next week on the 19th. I understand that on the 26th, that Monday, I will be where I can call you, so we'll plan to have our regular call on Monday morning, the 26th. If that is going to fall apart, I'll notify you, but I won't know how much notice I'll have to get to you. So I'll do my best to give you a heads up, but you might be sure to watch your email Monday morning, the 26th, just to be sure that I was able to make a connection. Now, the next thing you're supposed to say is, well, why won't you be able to make the call next week?
Why won't you be able to make the call next week, Phyllis?
Thank you, Linda. Well, we are going to take the number one item list on my husband's bucket list. He has always wanted to go to Alaska and see the glaciers. And so 2 years ago, we got started on this, and we scheduled this over a year ago, and the time has come. And so Thursday, we head to Dallas and then to Vancouver to catch our ship, and we'll cruise a little bit, and then we'll take overland bus and train and go into Denali Park and come back to Anchorage and fly home. So my friends that have been in Anchorage tell me that American telephone works in Anchorage. It's no long distance or anything. So I'm counting on being able to call y'all that morning and have our call on the 26th before we head home. Is that not exciting?
Yes. My sister has been on that trip before. She said it is absolutely gorgeous up there.
Oh, wow. Well, everybody that we've talked to says the same thing. So I'm excited. If I can see a few whales, I'll be happy. And if Jim can see his glaciers, he'll be happy. So we're easy to please, I hope.
If you've got a book, you'll be happy.
Oh, that's right. And my Kindle's full, so I'm gonna. We spent a little more and got a veranda. It's probably about as big as a twin bed, but a little place to sit. And I'm hoping to sit outside. It won't be too cold, and we'll be able to watch the water and the wildlife. There's all kinds of wildlife up there that hopefully we'll get to see, some of them anyway. So looking forward to it. So I will miss you guys next week, but I hope that y'all will have a pleasant time. And when I come back, I'll show a few pictures, and maybe you can tell me what you're planning to do this summer also.
Well, that sounds absolutely wonderful, Phyllis. And I'm glad there's not going to be a call next week because we're going to be in San Diego.
Oh, how nice.
It's really exciting because our son is taking command of the 3rd Battalion of recruits for the Marine Corps, and this is his first, how shall I say, job at that level.
Wow.
And, so it's a real plus for his career in the Marine Corps. He's a lieutenant colonel, hoping to be colonel one day.
Well,
and
yes.
If these 2 years go well, there's a better chance of that.
I guess so. So
we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly, and we're actually leaving day after tomorrow. And the ceremony is on Friday at 2:30 Central Time.
That's so exciting.
Well, yes, it is, and we look forward to hearing about what you all have done in your week off.
Well, thank you. I hope that you will email me a picture so that when we do meet again, we can share your excitement and be as proud of him as you are. That's just a wonderful privilege for him to get to do that, and I know he'll make you proud doing it. And so if you'll send me a picture, we'll share it.
Well, thank you. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, that'd be great. Or a picture of San Diego or something else if you can't get one of him. I know our granddaughter graduated, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now. It seems like longer than that. But at that, where they were, no, you were not allowed to get down there close enough to take pictures. So I think they had a paid photographer that took a picture of each person. So we don't have a copy of that yet. But that was an exciting time. So I can feel your pride and glad that you're going to be able to go to that beautiful city. That'll be fun. Okay, guys. Anybody else that wants to share pictures, post them on our Facebook group or send them to me, and we'll share them in our next call, which will be when everybody together, June 26th, right?
Yes.
2 weeks.
Okay, I'll be thinking about y'all. Hope you have a great 2 weeks, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.